What's up, everybody? This is going to be an analysis for my subscriber, Rabobert. He plays Falco. This is a net play game against a Marth. We're going to see how it works out. I've never actually analyzed like a net play set before, I don't think. And it does seem like there's quite a bit of lag. I skimmed through it just barely before this. So we're going to see how that kind of plays into it. I'm going to try not to harp on the lag too much because there's really nothing that you can do about it, obviously. But we're just going to be talking general game plan stuff and just like very obvious tech flubs that I see that probably weren't influenced by lag. So we can jump into it. I believe they probably just random to this stage, but we could just talk about it. It's like Falco's counterpick generally against Marth, but you need to know how to utilize the space. I think if you shoot a lot of lasers on this stage, it can be really beneficial for you. And if you wait for Marth to give up space and actually end up in the corner, it can be really good for you as well. But if you kind of just play into Marth's clutches, it can still be kind of rough for you. Up tilt still reaches through the platforms. They still have waveland grab options off of the up throw and stuff like that. So you have to be careful about just thinking that this is like a free counter pick. So we can get into it. So they both start on a side platform. I'd like to see a drop down laser right here. Drop down laser keeps you far enough away from Marth that you can't really be hit by anything and actually catches him if he also drops through, and gives you advantage on the ground if he does. Drop through laser, perfect. So what I would do right here is I would just wait. He turned around with the laser, but this is actually very nice spacing. This is exactly why you don't approach at the very beginning, is because you don't want to get hit by this approaching fair off the side platform, right? So this is really nice, although he's facing the wrong direction with this laser. If he did hit this laser, then it would be amazing. You have complete control of the ground, Marth is in lag, and you could just start approaching him, right? But in this instance, he has to disengage and unfortunately messes up that laser as well, gets forward smashed. Early side B, which is unfortunate. Okay. So another thing that we see here is this early percent shine into back air, which is actually totally fine. There's not a lot that you could do at this percent. Maybe you wanted to like full hop shine back air to maybe send the Marth a little bit farther away from you so you wouldn't get hit by this fair. But all in all, like there's not a ton you can do to combo at that percent. Yeah, if you down aired, it just probably wouldn't work out. Have to be careful down airing Marth out of the air too. This is something I talk about a lot. So if you look just here, he down airs him out of the air, so Marth is immediately actionable when he lands. And then Shine just happens to miss, which is actually really unfortunate. Gets a slide off there too. I actually really like that slide B off the slide off. Some lag probably influenced that right there. A down air to tech chase, but no follow-up here. It seems like there was a bit of hesitation here, right? Down air, and then kind of just walked towards him, did nothing. I don't think that he knew he was going to trade. Kind of a weird scramble situation. What I would like to see is more disengaging, setting up the laser control, and then going for like pressure sequences, right? But what I feel like is happening is you guys are just trying to like fight each other with moves at the moment. And then this was a laser that I actually saw when I was skimming that I was pretty curious about, because I really don't run into a laser. Generally, you want to shoot your laser and then run into the space so that you can start building that control. I think if you put yourself all the way here, you run the risk of being like forward aired or like up aired, down aired, empty land, whatever, out of this position. So you want to set up the laser, shoot the laser here, then move forward, right? So he backs off, shoots more lasers. Unfortunately, a high laser, I don't know if that one was impacted by lag, but you really, really have to shoot low lasers against Marth when you guys are both on the ground. If you already have Marth in shield, it can be really effective to shoot lasers high because he's probably going to try an aerial out of shield. But for the most part, you want to be lasering really low. Gets a slide off there. This is just a standard punish. Side B again. These early side Bs are working out for you against this Marth, but I'd be really careful doing this frequently because it can really come back to bite you. Dash attack into the corner too could be pretty risky. Another big flub here. Yeah, you didn't have laser control or anything too. Like I said, I'd love to see some more like disengaging from positions like this where it seems like you guys are kind of just scuffling. The more set plays you can have in your play, the better. So again, lower lasers, working on shooting lasers could definitely help. It seems like maybe you just need to practice shooting like lower short hop lasers because you seem a bit uncomfortable with it at the moment. That early side B is working out. Again, it's on net play. Maybe that's slightly affecting things. So the early side B, I would have killed you a few times for it at this point. You've already done it like 5 times. And then cleanliness off the ledge as well. You fade back to ledge there was actually a really good recovery, honestly. And he reverse fairs you, which was kind of odd. But this drift back was excellent, getting around this back air. But then you just immediately double jump, and it's unfortunate that he covered that with a forward smash. Probably trying to do a run off fair or something, but it doesn't quite matter. Oh, that was such a good situation for you. You had him in shield in the corner. You got an aerial. This is like your time. You got to shine. It's like either fadeaway aerial, shine grab would be amazing. You're probably shine grab. Shine grab up throw or shine grab forward throw right here would be amazing. But you could do late aerial, you could do laser, you could do fadeaway early aerial. Any of those things are pretty strong from this position as well. It's unfortunate you gave it up to go above him right there on accident, obviously. So again, you would just want to make sure that everything you do has a purpose, right? For example, like this full hop double jump down air, or I guess is a short hop double jump down air. Pretty obviously a tech flub, I would say. Maybe even a vertical snapback, you trying to fast fall, and then it just made you double jump right here. I've had that recently, which is why I was thinking of it as a possibility. But it is unfortunate that you kind of gave up that position, right? There are a few times here where you've had really good ideas in terms of the setup, but not great execution on like the actual follow through, right? Shine Wave Dash Away is good, but again, these double jumps, be sure to hold your ground against Marth. This is a really simple concept, but like playing the ground game with Marth is really effective for Falco. And as soon as you jump and give up the ground, everything kind of becomes unstable, if that makes sense. And then, yeah, better timings on your aerials could probably help a little bit more too. Maybe more approaching lasers as well. Lasers are actually really good on shield. So let's see here. Roll up. Nice. So that was solid. This Marth definitely could be punishing you a little bit harder for some of the habits that you've been having. And again, the reason I'm highlighting this so often because I think it's actually extremely important. So you see this laser height, again, his cape doesn't have a hitbox. So if you shot this laser low, then you have so much advantage. You probably help yourself out of the corner here. But now since it's high, you have no advantage and you kind of just left yourself vulnerable that whole time, right? Nice double jump. Unfortunately, not terribly clean off the ledge, but he doesn't punish the tournament winner regardless. Early side B once again, that's finally going to get punished, and it looks like he's going to roll from the ledge. So I know it's very tempting to go for the early side B, specifically on net play 2, but try to sweet spot side B at the ledge. You can't actually sweet spot underneath Marth's down tilt, but it can be really effective. Also, side B ledge cancel right here, or just up Bing a little bit more often. Up B gives you a little bit more options, and this just leaves you open to a lot of punishes. So be careful. Okay, so he rolls up. Let's see how this goes. You have invincibility, shoves him to the corner. Nice. Okay, so what I want to see here, it was good that you set up the laser control in center stage, but I want to see you move forward a little bit, right? You have him in shield, and then you're shooting a second laser. Move forward with this one. Move farther forward with it, like dash, and then don't pull back. Move in, right? Would have been really, really good. You already had him pressured in the corner. You could probably make something of it. I like the disengage getting away from the dash attack, though, but I would have loved to see you start forcing something on the Marth right here, since he had already given up the position because you had invincibility. So you get grabbed. Is this because of a power shield? Oh, no, you dash attacked at him. You got to be careful. Dash attack probably isn't even that value at this low of a percent regardless. So think about your move prioritization a little bit more in terms of what percent your opponent's at, right? Okay, and again, it's like if they're in the air, you can kind of scoop underneath them, maybe with even like a full hop nair or something, but it's not going to be that effective at this percent. So what you need to do is just build the control and then move in and get a cleaner hit. Doing something a little bit desperate like that isn't going to be that effective. I love backing off, but move forward. There is definitely hesitation within your gameplay. This is called action-to-action sequencing, right? So you can have, like, for example, like short hop, laser, dash back. That's like an action to an action, and that's a sequence, right? So, like, you shoot a laser, and you're, like, really slow on shooting your second laser, and then, like, instead of dashing, you kind of, like, walk away, and then you shoot a laser. It's like, this could be, like, laser, laser, dash back, laser. And it could happen way faster than it happened here. Way, 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 way faster. And you'd have him under so much more pressure. I'm sorry, pressure. But you could have that kind of pressure, and that tempo is what I call it too. The faster you can do these action-to-action sequencing, the more tempo you have, and the better control of the situation you have. So let's see, top platform work. Again, he's power shielding lasers a lot of the times too, so just maybe think of certain ways to get around power shielded lasers. You can move to side platform afterward. After you shoot a laser, you can shoot a low laser and then jump over it with either an aerial or a second laser. You can fake laser. You could do a short hop non-fast fall and late laser to mix up his timings too. That's something that's really effective that Squid and I have talked about on the Bird Call podcast before. So consider doing some of those things since it seems to be one of his like biggest strategies against you. And then it doesn't look like you're entirely comfortable fighting after the power shield laser as well. So you're on top platform, maybe working with like some shield drop aerials or like shield drop, some shield drop lasers as well could probably help, but that's okay that it's not happening right here. You could also just drop through and do it as well. Like I saw you drop through right here. Just practice like dropping through and doing a laser into the corner. It actually catches a lot of Marth off guard. Because you don't have to be all the way on the ground and then do a short hop laser. You can actually fall and do a laser, and you have the same amount of landing lag as you generally would anyway. See, I feel like you're making these sort of half commitments against this Marth, and you're putting yourself in his threat range, which is the unfortunate thing, right? Like, he can probably forward air out a shield from here or anything, right? Almost even grab you. But you really want to, like, if you can, make a commitment with, like, a late laser on his shield and then build up your pressure. It could be really good. So you're so close to, like, getting these setups. unfortunately cornering yourself, and unfortunately, again, doing the early side B. That's the reason for all of this punishment here. Wow, that was actually incredibly surprising that hit you. What? That was crazy. He must have hit with like the tippity tip and barely touched you. So charging forward smash, definitely risky. You got to be careful. I know that you might feel as though, well, I'm down 3 stocks to 1. I really have to like do something like drastic in order to like get me back in this game. But like holding position and then getting a clean punish and punishing hard is like the way that you want to earn those hits. Because this is much higher risk than going for something that's like low/medium reward that would get you that clean hit once you've established the control, right? And be careful cornering yourself as well. It seemed like that might have happened a couple times too. Good attack. Getting underneath him there was actually not a bad idea. I think like getting underneath him and then full hop back airing could have been really effective, which it seemed like you kind of wanted to go for. But make sure you're getting behind him too. His sword can only like cover right here. And also it starts up here, frame 4, frame 5, frame 6, frame 7. So make sure you're keeping that in mind and like doing the back air potentially a little bit earlier as well. And again, this is like where some of those high level like falling down laser mix-ups could be really, really good. It's like you fall down here and instead of doing this down air, shoot a laser into the corner and then like dash grab him or something, right? Up throw, up tilt, but instead you got whiff punished, right? Again, full hopping and like you're getting all these setups, but not the follow-ups, right? Like you get that shine on a shield. This is great. Shine grab would be amazing. Shine fadeaway aerial, shine late aerial could be so good. And unfortunately, you're just giving up the ground a little bit. Nice attempt there with the nair, honestly. Like, you did it a little bit too early, but you were trying to build up some pressure, which I like. And then the double jabs, unfortunately, just didn't work out, and then he down airs you. You have to be really careful down airing, jabbing Marth on his shield. More and more Marths are holding down during their shield grabs, and then they just spam shield grab, and they'll ASDI down grab you. And then it's also just grabbable, right? Like after the second jab, it's like they could just grab you for free. And when you're in the corner, you can't be taking on that kind of risk. So this had like essentially the same amount of risk as that forward smash that you did. And that's something that I was already critiquing. So just make sure if you're in on him like that, it's actually a really good position to be on Marth, because then you have a lot of mix-ups that you can go for. But just doing things that are lower risk but higher reward can be really, really effective. So if you have any clarifying questions about any of the things that I talked about in this video, or if you want to know like certain mix-ups that you could have done that I didn't point out, feel free to ask me. I'd love to help you out. It looks like there's just like a disconnect between the action-to-action sequencing that could definitely be polished up, but that just comes with practice and experience, right? But just keeping all of the mix-ups in mind too, like instead of just going for that early side B every time, up being a little bit more often, keeping those things in mind in the heat of the moment is a tough thing to do, but the more experience you get and the more you think about it, the more you'll be able to pull that out in actual matches. So I hope you enjoyed the analysis. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.